when I text my phone. Wait, let me see.
Yeah, you just go live then. If you already have it, you just click the go live button and you're set.
Yeah.
From OBS? Where's the go live button?
It says start streaming. It should be.
I did that. So that means it's. I don't think it's live.
You're
though.
streaming. Yeah, you started. We're live. Yeah.
Oh, it shows you guys.
Yeah, it says live 32 seconds or something like that. Because you're sharing your screen, so I can see your screen, but they can't.
Oh, gotcha.
Here, let's what's your Twitch?
Team foe. Well, team_foe.
All right, 1 sec. Team foe. Let's see you. Are you online? You're live right now.
All right, cool. So that's good. So I guess we just go back to this page, and we are good to go. So I guess I'll stop sharing my screen, so these guys aren't seeing my screen. Yeah. Let's see that. All right, guys. I guess we'll introduce ourselves from left to right, top to bottom. On my screen, I don't know if it's on your screen. We got Giancarlo, Robbie, Sublett, Juha, and myself. So we'll start with Giancarlo.
What's up? I'm Giancarlo. It's good to be on the team talk. Yeah, whatever. Y'all know who I am or you don't. It doesn't matter.
Let's go, Robbie. You're the dude.
What's up, everybody? It's me. It's Robbie. Looking forward to playing in PPG's regional this weekend with my favorite lady. We're gonna be bringing back launch, so it'll be cool.
Ooh, she's coming back. You gonna tell him what color you're running this time, or it's a surprise?
There will be red in the deck. Definitely some red.
Oh man.
Somehow.
Mr. Matt.
Hi. Everyone just calls me Sublett.
Oh man.
Clearly happy to be here. Like, yeah, turn his audio up. You're gonna, yeah.
All right, yeah, it's all the way up. It says 100. User volume's 100.
Damn,
yeah, he's up there. Then we have Juha.
Hi, I'm actually so happy to be here since I've been watching these for months, so it's actually pretty cool to actually be on one instead of just like listening to one.
Oof, that's plus. So I guess myself, I'm last. Yeah, it's your boy Eddie saying hello. You guys know what's up. So today we're gonna come at you live with another team talk session. I actually had to pull up the Twitch so I can see you guys' question. I just realized that. I actually have to pull up the Twitch. We'll do this. All right, cool. I can see everything. Let me mute this so I'm not hearing myself. We'll do this. And today we're going to. Well, let me give you guys a brief overview. This upcoming month in what is it, May? Well, let me give you guys. We have two huge events, right? And we're going to start it off. We have two huge events, right? We're gonna start it off with gamers. Coming up, it's the first weekend, I believe. We're gonna start it off May 9th weekend. Let me look at my coming up. It's the May 8th, May 9th. That's gonna be a 6K. Guys, that's straight cash. So if you choose tournament to come out and play with, unfortunately, it still will be pretty much this current set as the last set. The next set is pushed back till the end of the month, where we'll have our first Pro Play Tour event of our season 3, featuring the new format. It's a highly anticipated format that people wanted to see. No one wanted to do because it had so many formats that people wanted. So tonight we'll give a discussion on what it's going to be about. I've been playing since that point, so I can tell you guys what it's going to be about. I've been playing since the current was changing. I believe at the time of this game, the only thing that changed, realistically, that's really important, was the fact that once you awaken, or once your card changed, you lost your skill. So, for instance, if you're using set 1 Vegeta, you activate crit, you got 4 life, you attack. They said no negate, all that good stuff, and you awaken, you lost your crit.
Yep. Or if you Champa and then awaken, you lose double charge. So that was original awaken, you lose double charge. So that was original awaken, you lose double charge. So that was original awaken, you lose double charge. So that was original awaken, you lose double charge.
I'll
Eddie pause.
For some reason, so they can hear
Eddie
overlap from
pause.
myself.
Eddie pause. Is your Twitch unmuted?
Eddie pause.
Is your Twitch unmuted?
Let me see if I can
Yeah, so just mute your Twitch window.
see if I can
Yeah, so just mute your Twitch window.
All right, let me know if it sounds better, guys. Yeah, let me know if it sounds better. And I guess they didn't hear what I said, so I'll give a quick recap. All right, so what's up, guys? It's your boy Eddie St. Hilaire coming at you live with another team talk session today. What we're talking about, because you guys couldn't hear me, that's pretty funny. But what we're talking about was these upcoming events for May, right? So in May, we got 2 huge events. The first weekend of May and the last weekend of May. So for the first weekend of May, we have the Gamers 6K. The Gamers 6K Day 1 event will be a cash best of 3 event. So that's really, really important to know. Like, once again, all this stuff for gamers is going to be cash. And Day 2 is going to be a best of 1 gunslinger event. But the only downside to that event, unfortunately, is going to be the current set, because unfortunately Bandai did push back the set 13 release date. So with that being said, we have the premier first event of season 3 for our Dragon Ball Pro Play Tour season circuit, which will be featured in Miami, Florida. It will have set 13. Now, guys, you guys are probably thinking it's the regular term and all that good stuff, but it's not. Since this set was delayed and we're not doing it on the release weekend itself, the TPs will be legal, guys. Not only will the TPs be legal, Day 2 of all our Pro Play Tour Season 3 events, I'm doing my best to make it universal where there's GOAT format. Now, the benefits of GOAT format, before we can get into that, are essentially the same benefits as the main event. The difference being it is a best of 1 versus a best of 3. So if you need to fly in and fly out by Sunday, you'll be able to finish that event because it is best of 1 once again. And set that GOAT format, the whole set it's not a long format at all. I ain't gonna lie to you. Those games are in and out because most likely you're going to be running against either Blue Vegeta or you're going to be running against Cell Chain, and you're just not going to have a hand or you're not going to have life left. If it's a Mecha Mirror match, maybe you'll have some time there, but listen, it's not going to be as long as you think it is. Like, yes, you have 30 minutes, but realistically speaking, within 5 minutes, realistically speaking, 5 to 10 minutes, that game will be over 100%. So
I can almost 100% guarantee it'll just be me and Sublett in the finals, both playing Vegeta. Like, I'm not even kidding. Me and Sublett, we like still play set 2 very occasionally. Like, it's not gonna, so like, y'all play, go enter the tournament. It'll be fun. Ooh. I personally really love set 2, but that's just my opinion. I think me and Sublett will play in the finals. I think I'll probably win, but he's a little luckier than me.
Yeah.
All right,
challenge accepted, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you because Marcel and I kind of ran that format. So challenge 100% accepted. This is gonna be and here we go with the GOAT format talking. Man, it's beautiful.
Marcel was a set 2 killer. We all remember Marcel playing 3 different Vegetas and like either winning with 2. I don't know what he won, 2 events or 1. I don't remember.
He got 2 events off that bad boy, and then I think he got second. Yeah, Peter ended up getting him in the finals. It was bad. Yeah. Like, Peter got him with a Soul Striker, I believe it was, in Virginia. So
I got you. So yeah, all right. So Marcel, he might be in the final. I don't know.
It's gonna be really, really cool to watch. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay. So Robbie and Juha, I don't believe y'all played in set 2. Eddie, I remember meeting you back in set 2. Obviously, me and Sublett played in set 2. So I actually prepared a graphic. I wanted to go into like a brief discussion. So if you guys never played in set 2 before, I'm just going to give you a little explanation. Let's see.
Triangle.
Yeah, Eddie, go back to pull Discord back up. I don't think they can see us. There we go.
Yeah, it should be good now.
I got it. All right. So anyway, I'm just trying to see if they can see this.
Click watch stream. Eddie.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, we can play Mecha? Oh, I'm fine then.
Yeah, he played Mecha. Yeah. But it's the OG Mecha.
Yeah, it's not as fancy as you think.
That's all I need.
Yeah, it's the OG Mecha. Oh my
Okay,
god,
so
this is pretty much spot on. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think you're missing
right,
2 liters, but it's
so
pretty much spot on.
right, no. First of all, there are roughly 10
Yeah,
playable leaders. I'm not about to get into all that because like set one Golden Frieza is playable, but it's like ain't nobody gonna play that shit anyway, so who
uh,
cares? Okay, number one, the best leader period is Vegeta.
yeah,
Like if it, all we have three Vegeta players, like Vegeta won the most events. Mecha, I think, actually might have tied with Vegeta, but
yeah.
like it was a long time ago. My memory's a little hazy, but um,
I think it was Soul
Vegeta.
Striker, actually, Chesko that tied
What
with Vegeta.
what was that?
Yeah,
I said I think Soul Striker actually ended up tying with Vegeta for the most
Okay,
wins.
I got you. So Vegeta on the spectrum is either there are three variants of Vegeta. There's red blue, which is extremely aggressive. There's red green, which is red green mid range, which is a mid range deck, and then there's Broly Vegeta, which is the biggest. It's the most control deck in the format. There's not a single deck that's more control. Um, Generally, any variant of Vegeta had a fine matchup against Mecha Frieza. This is original Mecha Frieza. You can play as many extra cards as you want per turn.
for free.
So if you for free. So if you open up with 3 Manaka, you get 3
Yeah,
Pot of Greed. If you open double Manaka Objection, then good for you.
yeah,
The big reason that Mecha is not so broken is because the cards just didn't exist yet. There was no Planet Vegeta and there was no Shigesh. So you're not searching a specific card, you're drawing random cards. And I'm not gonna lie, like in set two, like the cards just weren't that powerful. Like you can like Whisa's Coercion is your negate, right?
yeah,
There's no such thing as Nimbus, so like you can draw double coercion, but like that's not really gonna save you half the time, right? Because you're taking your life so heavily. As soon as Vegeta gets one attack in, they're gonna go crit swing,
yeah.
super combo
You're dead,
Champa.
dude. Yep.
You have now you have 2 life left. You just took 2 big crits. So because Mecha took its life so heavily, Vegeta could slide in and deal like the last 3 to 4 damage relatively easily. Um, but Cold Bloodlust exists, and that was like the biggest benefit of Mecha Frieza is Cold Bloodlust exists, which means Cell Chain is much less effective against yellow decks. Again, Ginyu also existed, but there's like as soon as Mecha Frieza came out, Ginyu just disappeared.
Yeah.
Never, no one ever played Ginyu ever again because why would you? This is just a strictly better leader. Um, Same thing with androids, right? There was also a cell leader that people played, but it was like androids is just a strictly better leader. There were different variants of all of these decks, right? There's like mono green androids, there's red green androids, there's blue yellow, blue green mecha. There's even like tricolor mecha. There's red yellow mecha. Like there, all these decks had way different variants. You know what I'm saying? But then the green deck had the cell chain, right? If you're a bad Vegeta player or just like an average Vegeta player, you're probably gonna lose the cell chain. If you're good like me and Sublett and Eddie, you're not losing the cell chain. You're destroying this deck. That's why Vegeta was the best leader. Realistically, Vegeta had no bad matchups. People just didn't know how to play the matchup because like we really only had this format for like what 2 months or something like
Yeah,
that,
the
maybe
game
three
just
months.
came out too. A lot of new players just
Yeah,
flooded to it. That's the biggest thing. So
and like we shit, bro. We didn't know how to play either for real. Like back in set one, we were playing like God, I don't know. I was playing like Double Strike Goku. Like we didn't know how to play the game either in set one, bro. Like,
Yeah, Chesko, remember we went to the Case tournament when set 2 came out and we played 2 Kale?
yeah,
Not that
oh
we couldn't
yeah,
count
yeah,
4.
Kale
We
was
just
yeah,
strong,
thought it
dude.
was
Yeah,
2 of.
yeah. Kale, absolutely the best card in the format. Yeah, we only played 2K. We were like, yeah, she's like mediocre to average. Like, and then you play her one time, you're like, this is the best card in the entire game. So, Androids is like the premier cell chain deck, and again, the cell chain does have advantage against Vegeta. So again, we're in this weird triangle. Now you have Soul Striker dead in the middle
yeah.
because Soul Striker can play whatever game it wants. You could be aggressive, you could be defensive, you could be mid range, you could control the game. Generally, you're playing blue green. Pretty much every single deck is blue. Like blue green was just the best color combination at this point. Like that's
Sensu
not really
Bean's still the
debatable.
most broken card.
Sensu Bean,
Insane.
yeah. The only blue red deck that's really notable is blue red Vegeta.
Yeah.
You could
No,
also
no, no, no.
play you.
Trunks. Trunks. I can attest to that. I was undefeated in
Okay,
Orlando,
yeah.
and
Trunks
Trunks
is
gave
pretty
me a
good, yeah.
solo L, dude. I was so pissed. I'm like, you got
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
kidding me, man. I was literally undefeated the entire
yeah,
tournament. Knocked my ass out of the top 8, dude. I'm
yeah,
like, I'm dead. I was
yeah.
so pissed. Trunks was
Right,
a scary deck.
yeah. But like, well, so like set two is a format very similar to our current format where it's like there's like there could be anywhere from like 8 to 10 playable decks,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, gosh, there was set 1 Frieza, Golden Frieza, Trunks. I don't know, what am I missing? Cell Leader, Ginyu. I don't know. There's more I'm forgetting, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
Realistically
not. But
speaking,
they
for
were
set
like,
one, yeah. For set one, there's a handful. Set two is what really changed it up because set
yeah.
two, it's like
Oh,
the
yeah.
reason why androids came to in the picture, in my opinion, was because of Mecha Frieza. Because Cell
Yeah.
instantly lose to Mecha Frieza because Cell was like all you had was a chain. That chain was never going off.
Yeah.
Now the benefit with the androids was it reduced the cost, and back then you had these tag team androids. So okay, cool. Yeah, you were vulnerable to Bloodlust, but if you went against Mecha, which was pretty much the counter pick to green and androids and just Cell chain period, you had androids that would just swing at Mecha, and it's like, okay, cool. I'm not really susceptible to Bloodlust anymore. Plus, I can still play the Cell chain. Now, the only problem with the androids was if you did pick the androids, just understand your Vegeta matchup just went. It's not as good as a pure Cell because Cell with the actual fill spell, dude, you're
was
going to Pound Town, dude. Like, oh my God, you're reducing the Cell by 1. I think it was turn 2, I believe?
2, yeah.
You were Cell chaining, dude. Oh my God. It's like, bro, from Vegeta, you want to awaken early. Vegeta, you had like 10 to 15 cards in your hand. Turn 2, you have 3. I'm like, oh damn, what just happened? And it's like, if you're bad, you awaken, you did all that good stuff, you instantly lost the game. There's no coming back from that. Like, there was no way, like, you can't recuperate that advantage anymore, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're good, go ahead, Sublett. Tell them. You already know.
Well, yeah, but before that, some clarification. Are the rules for this GOAT format counter window 2 exists, and are the rules overrealm exist?
There was no counter windows back in the day. The only
Yes, there was.
There was one window. There was no like
during this time, Cold Bloodlust was a problem, and they gave it a counter window 2. They brought counter window 2 into existence. So the ruling became if you played Cell and you bloodlusted the Cell's effect.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Because you could have
stack one under it again and do it again. So no, counter window 2 did exist halfway through this format.
Correct.
If overlays are legal, then counter window 2 also exists.
Yeah. The rules were updated with the release of the Heroes and Villains expansion, which is what introduced Overrealm.
Yeah.
There's like, I don't know, like what, 3 notable Overrealms. There's Time Patrol Trunks,
the Mass
Saiyan something or other, and Mira.
Yeah.
Mira is just a 0 mana critical.
Crit, yeah.
Yeah, and you throw a chomp on that thing, 35k crit. Your opponent's at 5 life, they just lose the game.
Dude.
It's fun. So this is a very simplified discussion on it. You know, basically build one of these decks, lose to me, Sublett, and Marcel or Eddie. Lose to one of us for playing this. You know, I wouldn't call it GOAT format. I'd call it the golden format, man. Set 2 is such a cool format. It was heavily skill intensive in a way that the game is not anymore. Like it is really a different game. Like you might as well compare it to like Magic the Gathering versus like Kaijudo. Like it's honestly like a whole different game.
That's wrong, bro.
So this format specifically is where the game was perhaps at its most balanced and teetering on broken. And so we saw during this format various leaders playing and topping, but we did generally only see these 4 winning events. And the funny thing was you would have Vegeta win one week, and then the very next event would be Mecha Frieza, and then Cell, and then Vegeta, and then Soul Striker came up, and then it started winning a couple of them.
Yeah.
But you really didn't see any of the other decks win events. You could make a guess as to which of these 4 would win the event, and you would have a 25% chance of being correct, essentially.
Yeah.
We didn't see much Rogue as a winning deck, but anything could top. The game was incredibly balanced, and it revolved around like 5-drop green Gotenks.
Yeah,
it did.
As the big bomb of the game.
Bro, people wanted that card banned, bro.
Oh my God, it did. They wanted banned. That's so true. People are crying about that card. Bro. And Soul Strike, you're on top 4, dude, and you had the Beerus, the 4-drop Beerus to follow it up with. Oh my goodness.
Right. So for those of you who don't remember, didn't play, or have no idea what we're talking about, 5-drop Gotenks, I think it was Super Saiyan Gotenks.
It is.
Yeah.
It cost 5 mana and it was green. And when you played it, it was a 25k double strike that drew a card and untapped 2 energy.
Yep.
That was by far the most broken card in this format.
Yep.
That should give you an idea of the power level difference between now and then. And so it's a very fun format. A lot of people in this game refer to Set 2 format as the best format, and for very good reason. You should try this. You should enter it. You can look back on regional deck profiles and stuff. Net deck one of the winning decks and just play with your friends and stuff to get an idea. It's going to be a blast. It really is.
Like, I'm not gonna lie.
And buy your Kales now because they're only $3. I had to buy four today actually because I was like, dang, I don't have any Kales. They're only $3. I had to buy 4.
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to point out. Everything from set 1 and set 2 and pretty much this format is probably gonna go up in price. So if you guys need those cards and you're thinking like, hey, they're bulk, I don't think they're gonna be bulk for long because as soon as these tournaments actually start hitting and people need these cards, it's gonna be something funny, guys. Like cards that literally are sitting probably in a box right now on the floor is going to come like worth money. And he has the first card pull up is just like Sublett says. This Gotenks was a god card because you combine that Let me see if I can pull out that Beerus. You combine that Gotenks with this bad boy right here, and it made this guy right here. I don't know if you guys could see it. It made no sense. As Soul Striker, you are going to Pound Town like your leader would untap 2. This guy would untap 2 more. And you would have 4 energy for free, and you just sat there on this Beerus, and this Beerus would KO anything on board, and it's a 20k double striker. Back in the day, guys, there was no, hey, I'm a super combo when I'm not under 4 life. Like, you had to hit 4 life for your super combos had any effect. Like, your super combos were 0-0, guys. Like, this format, I'm not gonna lie, these two hit it on the nail on the hammer, dude. Like, it's on point. Like, you had to be on your game. There was no, oh, I got lucky, or I didn't draw this, or I didn't draw that. You actually had to make a deck and make sure that it flowed together because it was so vital for you to not clunk your deck that if you had no deck building skills, you would lose before the game even started. Because if you went against a Vegeta and you did not know how to deck build, you instantly lost. Now, if you just try to cheat your way, just have a bunch of 5Ks, when those power cards did come out, like you had Mega Freeze that stalled you or anything like that, you would still lose the game. Like when these guys are saying skill really mattered in this format, it really does, guys. It was a perfect balance of Dragon Ball, in my opinion. Like there was nothing better than just, hey, you guys first started playing the game. This is the best format to get into, and it was like these 2 cards right here. He's not lying. These 2 cards are god cards in Dragon Ball, dude.
This is a thing you see here. 1 mana 10k.
Yeah.
Cards just don't have this anymore. Yep. But like almost every card in like any card that was 4 mana plus was one. That's why Kale has 4 effects, right? Yeah. Kale is a critical. When it's played, it clears the board. Mm-hmm. When it attacks, it draws a card. And its 4th hidden effect is it's a 0 mana +5 at 4 energy, which is super relevant because 7-drop Gohan exists, which is another card that is good in this format. But this one people when I did this too. This was a common problem that everybody had when they first started playing the game. You would just jam you would play Objection and you'd be like, okay, because I'm playing Objection, like I play all these high cost cards, but then my entire deck is a 1 mana plus 10k. So you go against Vegeta and they just attack you with the Champa and it's like 25k, Senzu being 30k, and you can't out combo Vegeta now and you lose the game because of it. Yeah. So the deck building was very concise. It had to be very precision based. Like there were times where like you would just have to consider like, okay, well, like now, like how many Jocko do I play? How many like 1 mana 10Ks can I realistically play in my deck? How many Champa can I realistically play in my deck? You know, but like they just weren't that many cards back then. So it was like, yeah, you probably you play 4 Gotenks, 4 Kale, 4 Whis' Coercion, and 4 Senzu Bean. Like that's easy.
People ask me, Eddie, why do you play 4s? Yeah. Once I started playing set 1, it's just been 4s for me, dude. Like that's how it is.
Right.
And one thing I will note on this format, this is where that term comes in. If you tap out, you're going for a game. Because if you pass, you were dead. There was no sparking back in the day, guys. Like if you were tapped, if you're not Soul Striker and you didn't attack with your leader first, there was no way of untapping whatsoever. Like I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I mean, I like blue. Blue had unyielding, but I think blue unyielding was in set 2. So you had that. But if you were not blue guys, especially Soul Striker, or had access to unyielding, once you tap, it was literally understand your opponent's trying to come for your life right now. If you survive it, you'll 100% win the game. But if you if you're attacked yourself, you were just done for it. Like, it was bad. So really fun format, man.
And like Cheska was saying, there tended to be a magic number of 1-mana 10Ks in your deck, and spells as well. And that number was between 12 to 16. If you were building a deck and you had more than about 16 cards that you could not combo with without using an energy, and that includes spells, and that does, since Beam usually counts as about half of one of those, then your deck was poorly built and you needed to try again. And in this format, deck lists were very simplified. It was 4 of everything,
yes, sir,
and then 2 of something else. It was usually 4 of everything, 2 Champa.
2 Champa or 2 Champa, 2 Jocko, one or the other.
Oh man,
if you were a hand destruction deck, it was Jocko. If you were aggro, it was Champa.
Exactly. Yeah. I cannot wait for this because I obviously we're all like, I guess we're all old school players now, right? Like I know a ton of new players who started playing in like set 6+. So it's like I'm really excited to go back to this type of format and just like I'm trying to wreck people again back with Vegeta, bro. Like I played set 1 Vegeta at locals like maybe a month ago. And I'm like, man, I just want to play Vegeta again, bro. Like something about just throwing turn 1, take a life, Champa, something about it, bro. Just it always felt right, you know.
Man, the best moments I could tell you guys right now is I was literally winning the game, attacking with a 1-drop that had 1K. Like that's how fun this format was. You literally attack with either you're attacking with the 1-drop Bulma or you're either attacking with the 1-drop Majin Buu going for a game. Like this format was legit, guys. Like I can't I'm having a tear coming just thinking about it, guys. Like this format was legit. That's all I can say.
If y'all don't know, also if y'all don't know about turn 2 double objection, you gonna learn, bro. Y'all don't know, bro. You don't know about bro. I can't tell you how many games I just won because I was like, turn 2 double objection pass, turn 3 summon go tanks. Like, you know, you think like now turn 3 we're summoning like since Shenron can play freaking 24 mana worth of cards on 2 energy, right? And like that's like one of the more busted things. Now, like back in set 2, playing a 5-drop on turn 3 was like the most broken thing you could do. So if
you're playing against Chesko or me though, it's gonna be double objection, play 1-drop Broly. We're gonna evolve on that next turn.
Bro, if you're not playing yellow, I mean specifically a Frieza's army, you're done for it. That thing is a 30K coming to your face. And not only that, it's 2 random cards, right? They don't pick, it's random, right?
Bio Broly
coming to your face.
No, you never attack with it unless they're like at 3 life or less, like turn 5, turn 6. No.
Ooh, it's coming. One thing I will say though, there's a God card, green card that you guys are missing is a Gohan because it's a Vegeta.
No, we know the Gohan, dog. We know which one. There's 2 different broken Gohans.
The TP one because that was the only way you were getting if you're not playing yellow. And like you didn't have a strong attacker, that was the only way you were outing that 7-drop cell, dude. It was a TP Gohan. It's just like the Beers essentially. You play it for 4, and I think the Beers it's a 4-drop, but if I'm not mistaken, I have to double read it. You have to have 5 energy, if I'm not mistaken.
You do have to have 5 energy, and not only that, but Gohan is also a critical. So
dude. It was a T, bro. I'm gonna tell you guys how insane this format was. TPs back in the days, the worst TP. You could have got bro, I wish I had Alejandro tonight. He'll tell you, he won the first ever Bandai Regionals. That guy made out bank. I think he was set for us, he was set for a good amount of time after winning the first Regionals, dude. The TP value, guys, if you think it's insane right now, my goodness. The stupidest TP you can, that's not even playable. Was it like 50, 60 bucks? And that's when you had non-foils and foils, dude. Like, it made no sense whatsoever. This was, there it is. There's the Gohan. This, guys, was pretty much the funnest time in all of Dragon Ball history. I'm not going to lie to you. This is legit, man. You guys will see. You guys will really enjoy it. Trust me. I'm not going to steer you guys wrong.
Bro.
You mentioned this card as a cell answer, but you forgot the cheeky one. The Monaco that puts Cell back on top of the deck.
Yeah. That's true. That thing was so cheeky, dude. Like, what? The only reason I'm like, you know what? I'll give you props for that, bro, because it's a zero. It's a battle card, B. I'm like, you know, it's a 0-5K combo versus the Gohan, but that Monaco, bro, that thing was so cheeky. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know.
The other broken Gohan, bro, fully trained.
Oh yeah.
All right,
You pull out the
when
Piccolo,
this card
don't
is
you? With that one?
You either grab your Piccolo super combo, or there's this 3-cost Piccolo I'm gonna pull up.
Yeah, the Piccolo that limits your hand or something. Your hand has to go like it's a mini cell chain, isn't it? The Piccolo
It's a mini cell chain.
It's a blocker. Hand has to be like at 7 or something. And
6
it's a
or
blocker.
less.
That's right. Bro, that's insane.
Yeah. Your opponent discards until they have 6 cards in hand. So, like again, you're playing against Vegeta, right? And they have 10 cards in hand. You summon Piccolo and pass. If they don't clear it, then they lose half their hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They're going to throw it into your face with a Champa and some criticals, but at least they're getting discarded.
Nah, 100% facts. At that time point, when I saw that, it's like, you got to go for a game, dude. Because the thing is, if you don't use those cards now, they're just going to get discarded. Yeah. Like, you have to use those cards efficiently somehow.
At the end
that's the crazy part.
Yeah. At the end of their turn, your opponent must choose cards from their hand until there are only 6 remaining and place the remainder in the drop area.
You might as well shoot the game once that bad boy hits, bro. Like, it's too late.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah. But there's a lot of cards to consider in the format. Every color had their own bombs. Yes. Every color had at least 1 to 2 cards that made you want to play that color. Like red had Jiren and
Mighty Mask.
Red had Mighty Mask. Oh my god, Mighty Mask was good, bro.
The most broken red card in the game, besides Champa, we're not gonna include Champa, was Kaba. Oh my god. Kaba, guys. Oh Lord Kaba, have mercy. When Blue Red debuted, Saint Kaba just putting in work, man. Like, if you're a tapped, you're a got. That's all I can say. Especially when Unyielding came out, it was game over instantly, dude. Like, it was bad. Like I told you guys, don't forget, it's either you build your deck correctly or you just lose, because your super combos are not 0-10Ks. They're 0-0Ks that don't do anything until you hit 4 life, like 4 or less life. You were super susceptible, because it's like, okay, cool. Do I really give you what? You have to give him 2 cards to stop 1 attack. And if you do that, it's like, okay, cool. The next attack we still got to choose with crit. So now are you really going to – this time's going to be at least 20K crit. So now you're going to give me 3 more cards and just go to 1 card in your hand and just lose for the rest of the game. Like, dude, this format, man, like, you guys will see. Like, man, I'm done. Robbie is probably like, damn, I don't know what the hell I'm getting myself into. I can see it in his face, dude.
I'm just like checking out Majin Buu to see what I can buy this week. That's about it.
Nah, 100%. 100%. Right. If you're going to play, you want to get your deck right now. I can't lie to you. Because a lot of those cards, even though they're super, super low, those cards are done. Like, you know how old those cards are, dude? Like, Hidden Power Kale, dude? Like, what? Who's looking for a Kale right now? Like, the last time Kale was popular with Mecha Veggies, like, the thing is done.
Yeah.
Well, this was a fun Boomer Dragon Ball discussion, but we should probably move on to the next topic.
Yeah. All right.
That's funny.
Hold on. Us old people will move on. Yeah.
What questions do you guys got for us? All right. Let's see what it says. Overlap. All right. We fixed the audio. We have Dr. Euro. My dog is in love with Dr. Euro. But what I will tell you is we can finally talk about set 13. So you guys can bring your questions, comments, or concerns. I'll personally give you my views on it, and then these guys can do the same. Set 13, I mean, personally, I don't know if there's a change. I think there's certain cards, like, you have certain decks that'll come in, but it's like I said before, at the beginning of an event, at the beginning of a set release, the best way to approach it is by introducing the new stuff with the most broken generic stuff that we already had in the game. For instance, if you're trying to come in versus myself or someone else with like an Android 30, something like that, something just random that it looks good on paper, it looks good coming into the format, but then I go back to degeneracy, as in I go back to playing Vegex with a bunch of floodgates, or I go back to playing Red Broly, which is going to just destroy you, you're not going to have a good time against me. That's how especially this thing, because there's no really hitter decks. I know a lot of people like Tien and the Android 16 deck. I guess they're cool. So I'll let these guys talk about it. Me personally, I don't really see anything coming from there, like deck wise. Card wise, I can see it, but core deck wise, I just don't see it. So I'll let you guys go ahead, give your thoughts on it.
Juha, you've been awfully quiet. You want to chime in with what have you been playing in set 13? You been doing any testing?
Okay. You already know exactly what deck I've been playing.
You've been playing Turtles.
You just want me to talk?
You've been playing
No,
Turtles.
No one's playing Turtles.
I've been testing Mechikabra a lot lately, and I honestly think that deck has a lot of potential to be like a tier 1 deck because from my testing, the only real bad matchup is Invoker and King Piccolo. Everything else, you feel very favored when you play Mechikabra.
Give us the basis on it. Like, what's making you come to that conclusion? Without obviously spilling your spice if that's your deck, but give us like some substance, I guess.
That damn 4-drop. I hate that card so much.
Oh my god, my favorite card of all time, the 4-drop that you play it. It's a 4-drop that blows up. It's a 30k deflect, double strike. No, it's actually a triple strike. Mm-hmm. That wipes the opponent's board. Then you can choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards from your opponent's warp with energy cost of 7 or less and play them. And you can constantly play this card over and over again. Yeah.
So it plays them. It plays them it plays your opponent's battle cards with their skills negated for the game. So they're just vanillas, but you're just grabbing the 2 biggest cards in their warp. And then it doesn't have unique. So you can just play one. Once you get to turn 4, you can just play one turn after turn after turn.
Not only that, but then it has a topo that you can search the topo and you're just constantly you topo your opponent, and then after you topo, you steal their cards, you board wipe them, and you just keep doing it over and over again until you win.
Damn.
Yep.
Oh, that's that deck. You guys were posting that says counters Dark Broly. Is that deck? The one that was like taking everything from the warp and drop and all that good stuff. That's the deck.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I remember that deck now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think you do get 2 30k vanillas against Dark Broly, which is nice. They're just huge bodies.
Also, Mechikabra is a wish leader, so it builds up a gigantic hand.
It's a wish leader?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it sounds bad because it's like wish is too slow for this format, but in my testing, you awaken turn 2 like 100% of the time. It's like guaranteed to awaken turn 2.
Right. Okay. Because your leader searches 2, and then you play cards that drop 2 from the deck. So like by turn 1, if you're going second, turn 1 you guarantee minimum 4 balls in the drop.
Damn.
Yeah.
And the balls draw 2.
Yeah, and all the balls draws, or if some amount of the balls draw.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. It's pretty cool leader. I like it. I've been testing one deck only in set 13. It's Mecha Frieza. I think it's pretty cool. I think like my philosophy when moving into a new set, and me and Sublett have had this philosophy literally since set 1, set 2, is you take a deck that's already amazing, you add the best new cards, and you play that week 1. Yeah, Sublett's playing Invoker, so whatever. But so like I think at the very, very, very beginning of the format, we're gonna see maybe like 3 decks. We're gonna see Mecha Frieza gets like Power of the Super Saiyan, and it gets the technically the Frieza promo is already out, but people are lacking access to it. So like by set 13, generally more people will have it. So that like those are 2 really powerful cards. Baby gets a really broken Unison. Like that Unison's amazing in Baby, and Baby's already a really powerful deck. And Dark Broly gets better cards. Dark Broly gets the Vindicator, it gets the Kai Negate, and it gets like one other card I think I'm just forgetting. So I think the TP, which
is it the Overwhelm or whatever?
The SS4 Vegeta.
Yeah, that one.
Vegeta thwarting the Dark Empire. That's the one. So you just get more good black cards. Like, what else do you want? Like, same thing with Vegex. Vegex could be playable. I think Vegex is like slightly worse than Dark Broly, but like they're pretty even. But it's like we already saw that with Dark Broly, right? At the beginning of set 12, like Dark Broly was coming up in set 11, and then 7-drop Dark Broly came out, and it's like the first 2 tournaments of set 12 were just dominated by Dark Broly. Like the majority of the top was Dark Broly simply because like we already know how that deck works. We already know like our sequence.
Oof. I think my dog just got Ravenger. Man, oh man.
Go Tank forgot to untap too. Man.
Well, it looks like he just got petrification. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'll tell you what, this is a good time for Robbie though, because they have a question. I know you're really, really big on red. It says, "What do you think about the red Brolys coming on in set 13? Do you think like they're worth incorporating at all in the actual red Broly deck, or no, you just stick with the core?"
I think Red Brawly as good as it's ever gonna get, and I don't think you need to mess around with trying to make it any better. Besides, obviously adding in that new negate. But that's kind of the problem with the deck too, right? Like it's kind of like a weird power creep where if you don't kill your opponent on 2, you always die on the crackback with that deck. So I don't see it doing well in set 13 because I think set 13 now that Bardocks are becoming pretty prevalent and you're seeing like the overwhelm and the amount of attacks people have on turn 2, I just really don't see it doing well. I think if you're going to play red, you incorporate the Bardock deck. That I think is how red becomes control instead, because you get to have Chain Zeno. And every single deck in the format that you guys have talked about is really weak to Chain Zeno. Invoker has to try to either take its own life, it has to do tricks, it's looking for specific cards, setting up the drop. Mecha really can't afford to be Chain Zenoed, especially after it's taking any amount of life. Like, it's just bad. Dark Brawly is really bad once it goes to 4. If you can get them to awaken and Chain Zeno, like, that game is 100% over. Everything I can think of, honestly, for the format, like Red Blue is in a good situation because the deck just wants to keep playing 1-drops. Like, it doesn't do anything besides like play a 1-drop, draw a card. It's a 15k. Play another 1-drop. It's a 15k. I can't think of a deck besides Invoker, which we're obviously going to have to tech for, that can handle like 17 different attacks on a turn where you're just like, oh yeah, my whole deck is 1-drops. You're not using a lot of energy. And thanks to the ability of having dual color, if you really want to be cheeky, I mean, you can have a rival Majin Boos and all the other tricks too. Like I think red's going to be dual color for a while.
So you think the red deck moving forward is going to be that versus the King Vegeta deck, like the Bardock versus the King Vegeta deck?
Yeah, I think King Vegeta red green is just too good not to be relevant. The fact that you have SS3 Gohan and you can crit 2 life, I think it is. Not crit, but you can force your opponent to take 2 life on turn 4. Like, that's a big deal because you can pretty easily be in control and keep your life above 2. Like, but that's kind of, it's pretty hard to be like, you know what? I'm at 4 life at the end of turn 4. Like, even Invoker is going to struggle with the ability to stay at 4 life on turn 4. Like, I don't see it. Like, that's a tough game, especially when turn 2 you can still be like, hey, Piccolo. Like, if you're defending your turn 2 Piccolo attack, it just has everything you want, and with those new negates, you get to effectively make something a negative 20k for no energy. I'm more excited about the fact that King Vegeta is just good. Like, they gave him everything they needed to be playable, and that's 2 sets in a row where Red was like, hey, let's let the people that play Red be very in the top tables, because for a while now, Red's been rough.
Yeah. I think Red Broly is the last thing you guys really had, huh? That's it.
I mean, and Red Brawly wasn't exactly made to the masses. Like, that was, I know I didn't play it in the first set. Dropping $600 for a tournament where you can win $300, that was rough.
That was. man.
Yeah. Red's first good red deck was Hercule, and that was a blue deck.
Yeah.
That's so true. It was Xenoblade. That is so true.
I mean,
blue deck.
Pan had her moment to shine, but like that. But even then, like, it's just not as good as Like, it's felt like for a while now they've been so close to giving red good cards. Like, even the SCR for red. Like, when we got Frieza, like, it was such a
nasty,
bad
I'm
good
not
card.
gonna lie. But it's like, Frieza's really good, dog. When you do drop Frieza, Robbie, that thing is, ooh-wee.
You have to have exactly the perfect combination. Be at 2 life on turn 5.
That is rough. I'm not gonna lie. But when you do have it though, seeing the hand clearing board, my God, it's quad strike, right?
Yeah, I definitely won a fair amount of games, but now that we get Heroes Lineage, I really like both those red decks right now, just because you can egg everything. And I know barrier is going to be an issue, but I mean, you get around barrier as much as you need to.
Yeah.
You got Kaioken.
Kaioken exists for a reason, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Kaioken's in my current launch build right now because some people still insist on playing Invoker.
Do you think, bro, Sully, you think that deck's ever going to go away?
I think it's going to get
eventually they're going to ban Catastrophic Blow, right? That's what everyone wants.
You think so? I don't think so.
That's a good way into my set 13 play, Invoker. Now, I'm not going to bore people. I'm not going to bore people with describing what Invoker is. I'm just going to tell you there's one new card in the set that's actually really strong for Invoker. It's the Pan Unison. She's a 1-cost blue Pan Unison. Don't bother looking at what her attack is. It doesn't matter. Don't bother reading her +1. You can't use it. -2 says that during your opponent's next turn, they can only attack with 1 battle card with an energy cost greater than their current energy for the turn. So it's like a violent raise that they can't say anything to. The 1-drop Goku, this little jerk, does nothing to it. Cooler against Mecha Frieza does nothing. So it's not only is it another turn ender because you just negate the attack of the one thing that's bigger, but on top of that, you have another blue card to charge for top. Yay!
That's funny, actually. Man,
I'm done with set 13. You got anything else, Chesko, now that you're back?
I don't know if he's back.
Am I the only one who can't hear him?
I don't know if he's back. Yeah, he joined, but I haven't heard him since. I don't know if he's back.
Yeah, I can hear him, but he's playing with something in the background.
Can't hear him at all.
Yeah, I can't hear him at all. I don't know how you heard that. I thought Robbie got that supersonic hearing, boys. I can't hear a word.
Was he just dots for you, Eddie?
I think so. But Juha, you want to say anything? You're quiet, bro.
Honestly, another deck that I've been playing around with a lot is Sin Shenron. That's honestly like a deck that I've been playing a lot for us at 13.
Makes sense. Still on the OTK, right?
Yes.
That makes sense.
So Xeno turn 2 is pretty good, I hear.
Especially if you're not going against a mirror match, you don't have access to haze, huh? Must be nice, boys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Ooh, and speaking of the devil, I just found my original. I'm going through my boxes right now, making sure I have the cards I need. Because if not, I'm about to order them tonight. Because I already know what's gonna happen with these set 1, set 2 cards. Yeah, I'm looking hard right now, dude.
I should probably buy that 7-drop cell.
I'm excited you guys got your format, but I'm a little bit sad we won't get to see the best of 1 in the new format. Because the best of 1 looks really good in set 13.
Which one do you mean? Oh, you talking about the best of... Oh, yeah.
Because, like, nobody's going to play King Cold in best of 1 and best of 3. But in best of 1, that's a defensive, like, haymaker deck.
King Cold.
I'm happy for what King Cold gives OG Broly.
Dang, I heard King Cole's not even giving the answer to King Cole.
No. King Cold's support is really good in OG Broly.
Which one?
No, that makes sense. You can only have 2 battle cards in play. It doesn't affect the rest of it.
No. Not Smarter Broly. OG Broly.
It's on the set 1 Broly. When you this card can attack your leader card. When this card attacks, no, this card can attack your battle card. Excuse me, right? It can attack leader. It can't attack battle cards.
And it can attack Unison, sadly.
Yeah.
There's a King Cold. It gives that deck a topo because your field spell reduces the King Cold's energy cost to 2. And so now it has a green topo, which is cool. And there's also a cooler whose energy cost gets reduced for each of your extra cards on board and in drop. And so you have like a 1-mana Denial of Hope type card.
Isn't there also like a board wipe? Like a 1-drop Frieza that like blows up the opponent's board or something?
I'm not sure about that. I do know there is a 3-drop Frieza that attacks twice and destroys your opponent's stuff.
What is this, like a mini green worse version of Invoker or something?
That's actually, to me, I always saw King Cold as like Green Baby, but without the ability to like drop a giant game-ending bomb.
It's like Green Baby without being good.
Yeah, kind of.
Neg. That is neg. Yeah, that's not something we're playing, boys. Man, oh man, that's something else. What else do we got? Let's see these comments in here. What do you guys got for us, man? Talk to us. Is Broly good for set 13? No, we answered that already. What else we got? Let's see. Damn, no questions for tonight. These guys are probably just in shock and trying to find out what cards to get for GOAT format, huh? That's what it is. Okay, yeah, because the only thing I asked was for Red Broly.
After this live stream, I'm pretty sure that 7-drop cell just shot up to like $30.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The 7-drop cell is something. If you want to play, you should definitely pick up because those 7-drop cells are gone, my friend. Like those things are gone.
I mean, the SPR is already like $70, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the weird part is the SR was always better art than the SPR anyway. So
that's fair. The SPR was shiny.
The SPR was like one of the nicest arts we had since the game started. Like, if we were to pick a favorite, like good looking card of the game, that SPR was insane. Like insane.
No, the Broly SPR is insane. The Cell SPR was
insane. Yeah. Cell was nice, you know, because Cell had that texture and that nice color. Cell was up there. They both were up there, honestly.
No, I'm with Robbie on this one, man. The artwork on that card is real weak compared to the other. The other one looks cool. He's just like killing you. The one that's actually shooting the beam, he's like got a weird face and it's way bigger than the rest of his body.
I mean, I still hope someday we're gonna get some decent, like, you know, if you're a fan of Cell, some like love that isn't like Cell Surge. I don't need this card. I just would like I want to play with my favorite character. Like, damn, can you guys stop giving Brawly support? Like, you got.
I mean, Cell has the most broken card in the game, Cell Xeno.
No,
yeah,
you know what?
Cell Xeno is the most broken card in the game, dude. That is insane. Like, Cell is just for free. My God, not even an energy. Like, my goodness. Ooh, that's
I hope they power creep that card someday, and I want it to have like a cost of 1 just to hear people complain.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm saying. Even that would make it fair, but like the fact that you can make it free, like you just said, that's insane.
You balance by making it
All right, bro. Thanks for joining, bro.
Yeah.
See ya.
Also, you can't get good Cell cards because of the 3 and 5 drop. They're too.
Yeah,
they don't have any restrictions.
I don't know.
As soon as a good Cell is printed, those cards become broken because they can just summon it. It's why the green-yellow Cell has to be successor. Those cards actually just limit card design space.
Does the 3-drop Cell say?
It's any
Does
Cell.
It say green Cell?
No, it's any Cell.
3-drop gets a 5-drop. 5-drop gets.
It's anything. It's anything. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't have any color restriction or nothing. But the thing about it, you think that's
probably the reason that we don't have any real Cell cards is because those cards are just too good. To be completely honest with you, I know they're not played at all right now, but the simple fact that they exist means that any Cell that gets printed has to have some kind of erroneous summoning condition that must be met to activate his effect. And the example for that is the successor Cell. He says when this card is played with successor. Yeah. And so that's the only way we could get a new Cell card. That's like a big one that does something really cool. Because the 5-drop cheats it out otherwise. And so, honestly, Bandai, just ban the 5-drop and give us some cool Cell stuff.
But do you think that's an issue today as much as it was since we have the Unisys and all these counterplay cards?
None of that matters. It's just the simple fact that it could happen means that they need to be careful when they try to design and balance the game. It doesn't matter if there are answers. You can sit down and argue with somebody all day long that well, I could have this answer, and then you're like, well, I could have this answer to your answer, and so on and so forth. That's never a valid argument in the end. The simple argument is, can it happen? Does this exist? Is the existence of this broken? And broken doesn't necessarily mean good. Broken means that it does something it was never meant to do.
Yeah.
And that's what the 5-drop does now. That's what the 3-drop does now. And so now we get 1 million Majin Buu cards and maybe 1 cell card a year. And I think that the reason is because in set 2 they goofed.
Yeah.
Isn't the last cell card but from set 9, and before that it was like that fake super combo cell?
Every cell card before that was like a 5-drop that did nothing special.
Yeah.
And then the one in set 9 is overbalanced. Leader specific and summon condition specific.
They locked it, yeah.
Because on turn 1 you play the field spell, and then on turn 3 you play the 5-drop, and you do whatever you want. That's not good.
It is.
So gotta be careful with what you give Cell's name to.
This is facts. All right, I don't see any more questions, so I guess we'll start with closing comments. I guess who wants to go? Juha or Sublett? Who wants to start us off?
Sublett.
Ooh, he volunteered.
I don't know. Closing comments. See ya. I don't really have any closing comments, man.
I have nothing to piggyback on.
Any tips for GOAT format? Any last bit tips?
All right. Tips for GOAT format. If you're looking for a cheap deck, build androids. If you're looking for a good deck, build Vegeta. If you're looking to, I don't know, have fun, build Soul Striker.
Soul Striker is lit, guys. I ain't gonna lie to you. Soul Striker is, boy,
there's not much to say. There's not much to say about set 2 format.
Yeah.
It hasn't already been said, honestly. And as far as tips for set 13, don't overinvest in the spell card for Mecha Frieza, the Power of a Super Saiyan, I think it's called. Don't look at that card and see Violent Rays or see Dormant Potential. That card has an SPR printing as well. There are more copies of it than there ever were of Violent Rays or Dormant Potential. So don't panic and think it's going to be a $60, $80 card. Because it exists in 2 rarities, that will help control its price. So remember, on opening day, don't lose your mind and overinvest in it. How about that for a closing tip?
Makes sense. All right, yeah. What do you got?
Honestly, I'm kind of excited to try Go format. I started playing in set 3, so I'm completely new to that format. So
right after.
So I want to try out like Cell Chain, since I did play a little bit of androids during set 5. So that's the only thing that I actually am familiar with from that set. But I don't really know what else to say for closing comments.
That makes sense. I think set 3 is when Mecha took off. Because set 3 introduced Shugesh, dude. And then
when I started playing, I remember my first week, people were talking about a Mecha Frieza errata, and I'm like, oh, I guess that must have been some broken card or something.
Yeah. Set 3 was broken. And then set 3 had the, I don't know why no one discovered it earlier, the SS3, which is just stupid. Like, the SS3 and Mecha, that was just wild, dude.
People knew about SS3. You remember the regional event where top 32 was, I think, 29 or 30 Mecha Friezas? The only other deck was SS3.
Yeah, it was SS3.
People knew it existed.
Yeah.
It's just Mecha Frieza. Mecha Frieza was our first Tier 0 format, Tier 0 leader, and it was so broken, in fact, that the only thing that could compete was the next format's Tier 0 leader.
Yeah, that is true. Mecha Frieza was dumb. The thing about it, I think I liked the most about it was, I mean, it doesn't really matter because we're not going to play that one. It was the fact that you had different variants of it, right? You had veggies, you had apes. It was like you pick your poison on what you want to lose to. So that thing was super.
You had GT.
Oh yeah, you had the triple flash, right? Because that was pre-errata. And you could negate. You could negate.
I played a triple flash version of it, a GT Mecha Frieza. That was basically a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I killed somebody by skipping charge. I did not need energy. I had 0 energy and I killed them.
I forgot about that. That triple flash was
The
pretty
hand was
rad.
the hand was that broken.
Yeah.
You didn't need energy to win. You just hit him with a bunch of critical double strikes because Shagesh is insane.
Yeah.
And so you Shagesh out a bunch of critical 15Ks, and then you Shagesh a pan out, and they're all huge.
Yeah, they're all double
scary.
strike. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
you had the Trunks
Maybe
suit drop back in the day was crit. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, set 3.
I tapped out for Majin Buu on turn 1. I have lost the game now.
Yeah, set 3 was broken. Like set 3, it was bad. Like Mega Frieza, once it hit set 3, just got instantly just stupid broken. Like I ain't gonna talk about that for anymore. But anyways, my closing comments would be yeah, guys, really look into, like these guys said earlier, look into past deck lists. Pick up the cards you want now, especially if you're the person that wants to play all these I guess you could say the highest priority cards. The alternate like this will be allowed. Just make sure it's Whis Coercion. Don't try to play the new Mecha Frieza and say it's the old Mecha Frieza because it's a completely different card. Even though the old one got errata, it's a completely different card, guys. Look at the numbers. I put it so you guys couldn't fail. I put the set name, and next to it, I put the set numbers. This is still part of the set numbers. Yes, it's a different art. It's the same card that's still part of the set number. So that's the way you will not go wrong if you ever get confused from set number. Just remember, the number will stay the same throughout the entire thing. Yeah, look at those deck lists. Pick up those cards for this new upcoming set. Like these guys already told you, they didn't sound like it's anything mega breaking. They said Mega Reverse to look out for, and as well as the right cards such as King Vegeta and Bardock that Robbie was talking about. But other than that, it's Dragon Ball. So thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys. Today's Monday. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. And yeah, deuces, guys. So it should be stop.